Hey, Case, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, my cell phone reception is terrible.
It sucks at the house, I know.
Well, I still want you to be able to know that you can call me, and I'll try to, get as much out there as I can before anything would ever die. It's not a good situation, but, what can we do,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So you understand what I was trying to say for that you can reach out to them.
Yeah.
And, I know that you'd said that when we did visitation, and, I want you to know that you don't have to necessarily put everything through your attorney. If you feel like you wanted to speak to them about anything at all,
yeah,
you can still request that he be there, but he doesn't have to, and you don't have to do that through him.
Oh, I know.
Okay?
That was something we talked about yesterday, actually. Okay,
good. Do you plan on speaking with, any of those guys at all?
We're going to set up a meeting for Monday.
Okay.
Jose was going to, think about stuff, how we were going to set things up over the weekend. He was going to be here with me when we bring them in, and as far as what I answer, how I answer, how all that goes down, he was going to figure that out this weekend. He was actually going to come up either today or tomorrow and bring, a couple of the videos, I guess, for me to watch from some of the news stuff that's been going on, I guess, some of the talk shows. Just to try to update me on some of the stuff. Plus, he wanted me to get a good laugh, so.
Well, here's the thing. Don't put too much stock and faith into anything that the media is putting out there, because you got to understand that they get the information, they speculate on information, and then they put something out there so they can fill their clips.
Oh, I know. I actually caught a little bit of it. I mean, I only got to see maybe an eighth of the TV, but I could see the pictures and stuff that were coming up last night.
Yeah.
I just caught a little bit of that, between the 10 and 11 o'clock news. So.
Here's an FYI for you so you can conduct yourself accordingly.
Yeah.
Everything is public record, including this phone call, including the visitation videos.
Yeah.
So all that stuff is going to end up being released at some point.
Oh, I know it is.
I had no knowledge of that whatsoever.
Oh, they told me that yesterday.
They told me that after we got on, that we did that. So there's obviously some things that I may have asked I would have asked in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't want you to, feel for any reason that, we're not on your side about anything, because we are about everything. We're completely behind you.
Oh, I know.
And being completely behind you, our entire focus, all our days, every second of every day is consumed on what can we do to find Kaylee.
Yeah, absolutely.
So is there anything, I know we had spoken before and you understand how all this works now, but do you have anything that you can, tell me, that would help,
There's nothing I can think of at the moment. I'm going to actually try to get something together, today, so I can write a couple letters to the family. I'm even going to give Jose some stuff, see if you guys get that directly, but still put out my own specific. So if anything happens, if there's any lapse, you still will get what I'm trying to put across to you.
Right, and just remember that if you give it to the attorney, he can choose whether or not to give
it to you. Exactly, which is why I'll do a secondary letter just to make sure that it's direct.
Perfect. I would encourage that 110%. So, is there anything specifically? I know you're going to meet with, the investigators and everything. Is there anything specifically, the details that you want to clarify to me now? So when I'm following up on my own leads and my own information, putting the stuff together, that I can start working on it now?
At the moment, there's nothing specific or nothing that, should probably be said here. Again, I'll put something together before I see Jose or when I see Jose and, make sure that I have something also to put out.
Right.
So that way you can get everything.
Okay. And just remember, when you get to talk to those guys, you mentioned that, you're going to have your prep and everything with Jose. But remember, truth don't hurt.
Oh, I know it doesn't. But at the same time, things that I have told them, again, were misconstrued and not used to their benefit. I gave them the same resources that I gave you, and you found out 100 more things than they did, and they were given the same information.
Right.
So it's just about the approach, I guess, and using the resources to their full extent. Again, everybody's biggest resource. You've said that. Jose has said that. Mom and Dad have said that.
Right, but at the same time, we still we just need to figure out how we can be clear on whatever we're giving to them. So even if we have to, speak, very direct, or if we have to, we can't really speak in generalities with them, with anybody is what I'm finding out. Because, or if we tell them I'm not completely sure on a spelling or I'm not completely sure on this or that, they take everything exactly up front to the T, exactly how you provide it. So, if it's off at all, they don't even think to look in any other areas is what.
Well, that's why I gave them things multiple times. Each officer, I gave the same information at least 2 or 3 times. I've done the same thing with you, the same thing with Mom, the same thing with Jose. Everyone has the same information, same spelling, same names. I mean, none of that has altered because it's as is.
Right. So. What do you think? Where do you think? Do you think Haley's okay right now?
My gut feeling, as Mom asked me yesterday, and even Jose asked me last night, the psychologist asked me this morning that I met with through the court. In my gut, she's still okay, and it still feels like she's close to home.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's still my best feeling at the moment. Again, if that changes, I mean, obviously I'm going to reach out and say something immediately, but I know Mom will understand this better than anyone, that there's that type of bond that you have with your kids.
Right.
And it's, it's unexplainable. Absolutely.
Did you speak with Kaylee over the phone at any time?
I did one time, yes, and that was actually the day that Mom had called the police. Okay.
Do you remember what time you spoke to her?
Around noon. It was through a private call.
Okay. They will beep this out, so don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. Can you give me your login and password for your AT&T account online so I can pull the remainder of your phone records?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have your phone records to a certain extent, but I don't have through the 15th and 16th. So.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have the most current ones.
Right. So that'll help me extremely. I know. Did you ever have, or did you ever call the babysitter on your cell phone? Ever receive a call from the babysitter on your cell phone number?
I most definitely did.
Can you give me any day or anything whenever you think you may have received that?
Any specific day? God, a lot of the times it was through text messages, so, I mean, the number would show up even on that.
Okay.
I can't think of any specifics. I mean, my days are all thrown together. I at least know what the day is today, but as far as stuff from the last couple of months, I have no exact, time or date if I can think of something.
Do you remember an area code?
The last number that she had called me from was a 954 number, which was a Fort Lauderdale number.
Okay.
I know because Amy is also of a similar area code.
Right.
She's also called me from a 407 number, from a 321 number. There's been different numbers different times, not necessarily on different days, but it just depended on the number that she had at the time.
Okay.